Hi everyone, my name is Piterpakulski. Today we will continue building financial model for a Uber, Lyft or taxi business idea, and today we have a very interesting topic. We will be modeling net present value and we will be modeling discounted payback period of your business idea. So these two parameters live very closely to each other. So today we are modeling these two parameters. I hope you will enjoy this video. Like, share, subscribe. You can always order financial models from scratch for your unique business ideas. We can help you with that. As usually, at the end screen of this video will give you the link to the playlist where I will be keeping all these tutorials. And when I finish this model completely, I will put all the links on tutorials in the description of this video as well, so you may watch all the process from scratch from the very beginning absolutely free. Let's quickly run through our previous tutorials. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in our fleet of cars, and let's go and look at one of them. So blue cells are our inputs, and so first of all we have different types of trips. We can specify the mileage per trip, so we can create the portraits, let's say, of trips. So these are the trip types, mileage, duration of a trip, revenue per trip, so we can switch them on and off. We have local and global coefficients for mileage, duration, revenues for future scenario play. So we will need this story many steps ahead. By the way, we are very close to these steps. So then we are moving to the typical week from Monday to Sunday, and here we specify how many trips we have. So this is the trip types. Here is how many trips we have per day. We have local coefficients to increase or decrease the amount of trips. We can switch on and off different types of trips from calculations. And here we have Monday, Tuesday, the same story. So we are describing the typical week. So then we can switch them on and off each day of the week. So we can switch on and off revenues and expenses for this or that day of the week. We can increase or decrease the amount of trips per day inside typical week. We can set up limits for daily mileage or daily duration of the car being online. Then we were modeling where we can set up the speed with which we are reaching the target revenues. Then we are describing the car, so when we are going to sell it, when it becomes an old, the mileage on the odometer, what is the price of a new car, what is the price of an old car when it reaches, for example, this amount of mileage, what is the down payment if we have a leasing, what is the interest rate, what is the term of loan. Then we have global coefficients for dealership maintenance, parts, costs. So here we can specify the mileage and costs of dealership maintenance, and here we can specify this is the month of operating activity, and these are the costs for parts inside the life cycle of the car. Then we have the investment plan for this car. Then we specify fixed costs. If they do have some seasonality, we can switch them on and off. We can add local and global coefficients for different fixed costs. We can switch them on and off here. So the model is very flexible for scenario play. Then we start describing gasoline expenses, Uber Lyft commissions, salaries, for the drivers. Then we consolidate all the inflows and outflows, and then we are moving to some kind of a dashboard, so we can give the names to our cars. We can switch them on and off here from calculations. We can set up when operating activity of each car starts. We can set up here what type of financing we are using, leasing for example, or we will be using our funds. Then we have a switcher for management company. We can switch it on and off from calculations. We have a payroll for the management company. We have fixed costs for the management company. We have investment plan for the management company. Then we have a loan, general loan for the business. We can link this loan to the management company when it starts, or we can be using an independent moment. We can set up this moment here. Here we can specify the amount of loan, interest rate, term of loan, grace period for interest payments, and principal payments. Then we are setting up the rates of for taxes, and then all this story automatically comes inside the cash flow statement. Then we calculate the amount of financing needed for this story. Then we in the previous video we calculated a simple payback period, and now it's time to move to the discounting process. So first of all, let's set up a new parameter. This will be a discount rate. So this parameter will be nominated in percentage. Let it be, for example, 11% discount rate. This is the input, so we are coloring this input with specific color because we have a rule in our model that all the inputs are colored with specific color. This will make us able easily find all the inputs. So this rate is year. Now we need, because we are doing our calculations monthly, we need to transform this discount rate to the monthly rate. And how we can do that? So what we can do, we will put equals 1 plus this discount rate so this will be a month discount rate. And now we can let's create the timeline. Let's name this timeline discounting. First of all, let's start with counting the months of our financial horizon. So first thing we need to calculate the cash flow. without inflow of loan and equity. So we are taking this value, the result from operating activity, plus the result from investment activity, minus this value, minus this, and minus this. So this is the first exercise that we need to do. So this is not discounted cash flow. The next step, we need to cash flow discounted. So what we will do now, we will take this cash flow and divide 1 plus this monthly discounted rate, and then we will be using this cell. Let's press enter. Now let's extrapolate this story to the right. So the logic of this formula is if we are moving further to the future, we will be able to see that the amount of discounting starts rising because the probability of different risks happening, of different risks, is getting bigger and bigger. So different kinds of risk, internal, external, is growing. So for example here we are very close to be sure that we will get these, for example, revenues or expenses at this amount, but if we move to the future, for example here, if we'll be looking at inflation, if we'll be looking at different project risks, internal and external. So in December 23, the $51,000, if we look at it with today's value, this will cost only $18,000. And this discount rate is absolutely individual for each business idea. So for the startup, this can be, for example, 30% because there is no market for the product or a service. So that's why the amount of discount will be bigger. So as you can see, but if we, for example, have a structured market, we can be using for example a lower amount of discount rate. So because we do have a market for this good or service, everything is clear on this market, and so this market does exist. So now we've managed to calculate the discounted cash flow. Now let's do it. Let's accumulate this cash flow. So I will be using here, the formula will be very simple. I will take the previous value and add a new value. Now I will extrapolate it. So by the way, this will be our net present value, and if I will start so I will be calculating the discount payback period. So this will be, the formula will be very easy. So if this value is less than 0, I will put 1, otherwise 0. Now let's create a total for this line. By the way, this will be our net present value. If we go, for example, and increase the pricing, we were playing with revenues here. For example, let's take the basic values of pricing for our trips. We will be let's switch on all the cars. See the moment when we have the discounted payback period. This is the moment when this negative value in this line becomes positive, and we can create a diagram of that. So we can, for example, let's put these diagrams together because we will need them be together. So for example, let's delete these diagrams. Let's copy this timeline. Let's say simple and discounted payback period. So the first diagram will be payback period, then will be discounted payback period. So the first line I will be picking from this line. This will be simple payback period, and discounted payback period I will be pulling from here. Now let's extrapolate this formula to the right. So this will be net income, this will be our net present value. Now let's create a diagram. So these are our wonderful diagrams. Let's create a timeline for this. Let's name it, press OK. Let's name it simple and discounted. Payback period diagrams or graphs. So now we can copy this diagram and put it on the top. So now we can easily, for example, switch on and off different cars from calculations. We can, for example, let's look at, so we are having on car number 2. We can go to car number 2, for example, increase the pricing, take the basic values for pricing, go back. We can look at diagrams here, or we can, for example, go back, increase the pricing, for example, on 20%. We can look how the diagram will behave in this case. So here we can see the simple and discounted payback period diagrams. Our net present value, so we can go back to the bottom. So our net present value, so our NPV is this. Later we will consolidate it. Net income is this with this. Net present value is this. So now we can play with scenarios from here, look at the diagram, and the next video we will be talking about internal rate of return. I hope you enjoyed. You may give us a like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. You can also order financial models from scratch for your unique business ideas. We can help you with that. At the end screen of this video I will give you the link to the playlist where I will be keeping all these tutorials. And when I finish this model, I will give you all the links on tutorials, how I created from completely scratch, in the description of this video as well. So you may watch everything absolutely free from the very beginning till the end. So thank you guys for watching. See you in next videos. Thank you and bye.